Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Friday, TGIF, Pi Day. It is March the 14th. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you are going to have a good weekend and that you're reading good books. Speaking of good books, we're going to be looking at new releases that were published this week. And being Friday, Freeform Friday, we're going to be looking at the rest of the cozy mysteries and whatever else we might have time for after that. Quick announcements, I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Friday night. Our next sprints are tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, and they go for 5 hours. I believe this is where we left off. I think we got to the Juleps, Jockeys, and Justice, so I think we are here. A Brush with Death by J.M. Hall. This is for fans of Richard Osman. It says, retired school teachers Pat, Liz, and Thelma don't know what to think. The death of Neville Hilton is not a crime, just your standard, if tragic, heart attack. At least that's what the autopsy shows. But his ex-wife isn't convinced. She's sure the current Mrs. Hilton is involved. Maybe she wasn't at some horse event, as she told police. And so the three friends step away from their slices of cake to investigate. As the trio delve into the village's secrets, they uncover more than they bargained for: angry residents with old grudges, and the echoes of a damning report that ruined lives all those years ago. Can these unlikely sleuths untangle the web of lies and uncover the truth before anybody else dies? That does sound cute. Lime and Punishment by Matilda Swift, second in the Parchment Paper Mysteries. Good morning, Stormy. How are you over there? Jessica Askew, black sheep with a talent for scones and scandal, has returned to her quaint English hometown. Jessica is not following her bookish family's well-worn plotline, though. Instead of stocking shelves with first editions, she's preparing to bake up a storm in the parchment paper tea rooms. But in the village of Little Quillington, her tea room's grand opening is about to get a very sour twist. With her former school bully back for more, a crowd of foodies in fancy dress, and her chaotic new assistants escaping corgis, Jessica is about to learn that some problems are too tough to need. When she enters her brother's shop, where her family fiercely guards their literary legacy, she stumbles on a dead body holding a note that leaves a very bad taste. To keep her baking dreams afloat and maybe earn a crumb of family approval, Jessica must roll up her sleeves and sift through clues to crack the case. Can this sweet-toothed sleuth whip up a solution before it's too late? Death discovers a bone. I didn't know Death was a cartoon puppy. This is by Tess Baytree, sixth in the Penelope Standing Mysteries. I do not like cartoon covers. This looks like it's for a child. This case is so cold it has frostbite. Finding lost dogs is all a day's work for Penelope Standing, along with pet sitting, delivering mail, and helping out her husband's private detective agency. But stumbling on an unmarked grave in the cemetery, that's new. Brad Squires disappeared 25 years ago, and he definitely wasn't missed. Plenty of people wanted him dead, including Penelope's friend Esther. Brad had taken out a restraining order against her, which puts Esther at the top of the suspects list. Finding the culprit of a crime that happened 25 years ago isn't easy, but to protect Esther, Penelope will dig up clues any way she can. Ready for a blah, blah, blah. That's Burbage. For a minute there, I thought Penelope was the dog, but I think it's a human. Four Witches and a Funeral. Good morning, Kim. Are you feeling better? Stormy not feeling. Uh-oh, now Stormy, oh no, have a nasty cough and had a fever during the night, now all sweaty. Well, that is usually a good sign that the fever broke. Oh, be sure to be taking care of yourself. Get rest, fluids, you know the drill. Chicken soup. Kim says agreed on cartoon covers. Yes. And Kim says, oh no, Stormy. This is by Christine Zane Thomas, 9th in the Witching Hour series. Oh, this is the series finale. Okay. I've faced terrible odds, went nose to nose with terrible foes. Now I'm ready for a quiet life with the ones I love, but we can't all have what we want. It seems as if some former foes have escaped their Shadow Realm prison and set out for Creel Creek, putting me and my favorite people in their crosshairs. It's going to take all my magical know-how and a lot of help from my faction of friends to stop a stream of supernatural crimes from flooding out of the Shadow Realm and wreaking havoc on Earth. End of that row. This one I don't quite know what to think about. It sounded interesting, but the name is too ridiculous. I don't think I can read it. Flora Flowerdew and the Secret of the Sarcophagus. 3rd in the Flora Flowerdew Victorian Mysteries by Amanda McCabe. 1889. With the winter season, Flora's Seance Society is quiet and life looking dull. A late-night visit from the too handsome Benedict, Duke of Everton, and his aunt Lady Imogen changes all that. Imogen's long-ago lover, the renowned archaeologist Lord Crosby, is missing, and she fears the worst. Flora agrees to accompany them to a mummy unwrapping at the British Museum to see if anyone knows about the disappearance. It's a shock of the town when Crosby himself is found in the ancient sarcophagus, murdered. Adventure awaits when Flora, Benedict, Imogen, and the faithful Pomeranian Chow Chow, it split the line. I did not anticipate it coming up. And Mary the Cockney maidservant set off for Egypt and find a large cast of suspects who all had good reason to send the archaeologist off to his own underworld. See, I love that kind of book, but it feels cartoonized. I have too much other things to read. So I shan't be reading it. Boop. Yes, you had stomach issues last night. Woke up at 3:30. Oh no, so far this morning. Okay. We'll take it easy today. Hopefully you can stay home and rest too. Stormy says Flora Flowerdew. I know. Kim says no thank you. Yeah, I say that too. So say we all. Village Theater Murder by Katie Gale, 7th in the Julia Bird Mysteries. At the end of Berwick's amateur theater's latest production, a shot rings out amongst the rapturous applause, but when Julia Bird peeks through the curtain, she sees lead actor Graham is lying still on the stage, his co-actor Oscar looking down at his prop gun in shock. She knows that Graham has been murdered, but with nearly everyone in the village helping with the play, anyone could have tampered with the props. And why was a beloved family man the target? Graham's wife, Jane, collapses in a puddle of tears as Oscar is comforted and led away from the stage. But days later, when Julia spots prim and proper Jane kissing Oscar, she wonders if the grieving widow's tears were fake. Graham served Jane divorce papers the day of the tragedy. Was he killed before he could spill the beans on his wife's affair and sully her perfect reputation? Meanwhile, the aptly named director Roger Grave wants the show to go on. The play is up for a local award, and this might be Roger's big break. But when failed actor Hector is not assigned the lead role he assumed he'd get, the mood among the cast quickly turns sour. Could Hector have killed Graham out of jealously? Typo for the leading role, Julia wonders. Then another member of the crew is found dead, and Julia discovers there's a dark secret at the heart of Berwick's local theater society. But who would kill to protect it? Can Julia find the murderer before it's curtains for another victim? This one threw me for a loop immediately. Titles aren't copyrighted, but I was thinking, what? Death by Darjeeling by H.C. Cordona, 2nd in the Walsher Mystery Series. Oops. Good morning, Emily. How are you? Kim, ball game at 5:30, tomorrow at 1. Oh my goodness. It's the ball game season. Emily's today is supposed to be 80. Ugh, I have no AC in windows in my room. That's right. Ugh. But it's Friday. Woo! And tonight, severe storms with possible tornadoes. I'm not surprised with, you know, hot weather like that. That sometimes follows. Today we are colder, highs in the 40s. When Peyton Hart takes over steeped in mystery, her late mother's cherished tea shop in the picturesque town of Walshire, she hopes to honor a legacy she never truly felt part of and maybe even find a place to belong. Instead, she's steeped in a mystery when a well-known literary critic is found dead at the town's beloved manuscript festival after a heated confrontation between the two. Determined to protect the shop and the town, Peyton plunges into the eccentric world of authors, rival booksellers, and festival goers, where everyone has a story to tell and some would kill to control the narrative. Her suspects range from an obsessed fan whose devotion teeters on dangerous, to a debut author humiliated by the victim's scathing review, and the festival organizer desperate to protect the event's pristine reputation. Each holds their secrets close, just like their favorite tea blends. That doesn't work. And Peyton must navigate lies, rivalries, and a slow-burning tension with Levi to uncover the killer before her second chance is snatched away. Portrait of a Killer by Sarah May Bird, 6th in the Cat's Whisker Cafe Mysteries. Kim says, that's awful, Emily. Yes. And the author's last name is Bird. Ah, funny. The Coast to Coast host is Toast. Hit reality show Coast to Coast is coming to Catton Strawless, pitting 3 local hotels against one another for a big prize. Willow is determined to make sure that her friend Nat wins. She may be biased, but Woodburton Hall is way better than any other hotel in Norfolk. But the show's host is a shady, obnoxious man-child who annoys every single person in the village, right up to his untimely death. With a lack of evidence and a lazy sergeant, Willow will need all the help she can muster from some ghostly paws in order to crack this case. End of that row. The Phantom's Festive Fraud by C.J. Arden, 4th in the Beatrice Holloway series. Kim says we're up for thunderstorms tomorrow night. Yeah. You know, that lion and lamb thing. A ghostly Victorian gentleman, snow-covered secrets, and a daughter's quest to find her long-lost father. Millbrook, England, December 1926. Amateur sleuth Beatrice Holloway should be enjoying the festive season, but when a mysterious phantom begins haunting her beloved village, Christmas cheer quickly turns to winter fear. The ghost leaves messages in frost and fills the night with otherworldly sounds while heavy snow cuts off the railway lines, isolating the village from the outside world. Sounds like a Nancy Drew to me. The arrival of 4 intriguing newcomers. Oh, okay. I guess we're doing Scooby-Doo, adds to the mystery. Each appears to have their own connection to Millbrook's Victorian past, and each harbors secrets that Beatrice must unravel. Meanwhile, Vivian Webb receives unexpected news that could change her life forever. As Beatrice investigates alongside her beloved Arthur, they discover that beneath this ghostly tale lies a very human story, one of greed, deception, and long-buried truths. Can they expose the truth behind the phantom before the Christmas Eve celebration becomes the perfect cover for something far more sinister? And that one was okay, except for the cartoony black and white silhouette. Stop the cartoons. We're adults. Murder at Mill Pond's House by Michelle Salter, 6th in the Iris Woodmore Mysteries. Sixth. Did I say? Yes, 6th in the Iris Woodmore Mysteries. May 1924. Reporter Iris Woodmore plans to move to London to avoid a shocking hometown scandal. Longtime enemy Archie Powell has been threatening to reveal her darkest secret, and she's desperate to flee before he does. But when he's found murdered after a violent argument with her, there's no escape. Iris must stay and clear her name, even though the truth could ruin her reputation. With the police closing in, Iris has to find the real killer if she's to keep her secret. Can she prove her innocence without revealing the identity of the one man who can provide her with an alibi? We did that one. Hey, all right. Let us jump into a couple other things here. There were a couple of outside the genre books I was wanting to take a look at. This is a nonfiction. It says, "We need your art. Stop messing around and make something." I love that title, by Amy McNee. The author calls artists and aspiring artists of all kinds to do the work they're meant to do, create. Using her own experiences as a novelist and the inspiration she shared as a creative coach, Amy guides you on why we need your art and how you can make it happen, starting with a 2-week reset plan to help you kickstart your creative habit. This isn't about writing your great novel in a month or painting a masterpiece in a flurry of inspiration. Rather, this process is about practicing small, sustainable, creative steps every day over time. 500 words of writing each day, a pencil sketch every evening, so that you avoid burnout, produce consistent, reliable content on your own terms, and begin to see yourself as an artist. With frank and empowering conversations on the many issues creatives face, including imposter syndrome, perfectionism, procrastination, and the inner critic, as well as invitations to coordinate yourself and celebrate your ambition. Amy provides the framework and encouragement you need to begin to take your art seriously. Each chapter also includes journal prompts that help you apply what you have learned to your new life. And this one is a historical fiction. 33 Place Brugmann. On the eve of the Nazi occupation in the heart of Brussels, life for the residents at 33 Place Brugmann is about to change forever. Charlotte Sauvin, an art student raised by her beloved architect father in apartment 4L, knows all the details of the building and its people, how light falls on wood floors and voices echo off the marble staircase, the distinct knock of her dear friend Julian Raphael, the son of the art dealer's family across the hall. Then the Raphaels disappear, leaving everything behind but their priceless art collection, which has simply vanished. All else that's familiar fractures when whispers of German occupation become reality and the lives of the residents grow increasingly intertwined. Charlotte's godmother, Masha, a beautiful seamstress living upstairs, deepens her risky affair with a wartime compatriot of Colonel Warlemont in 3L, a man far more calculating than his neighbors believe. When a Nazi functionary with an interest in the Raphaels moves into the building, knowing who can and cannot be trusted becomes a matter of life and death. In the face of their perilous new reality, every member of this accidental community will discover they are not the person they believe themselves to be. When confronted with a cruel choice, submit to the regime or risk their lives to save one another, each learns the truth about what and who matters to them the most. Oh, I thought that sounded kind of interesting. Let's double check. We got to everything Tuesday. We got to everything Thursday. And we got to everything Wednesday. I think we got to everything. Well, dang. That hasn't happened in a while. At least as I kind of like the cartoons. Not gonna lie. That's okay. That's why they do them. Some people like them, some people don't. It's what draws you in, and they have to appeal to a wide variety because we are all different people. Alrighty. Well, and Gimba's going to nap a little longer this morning, still sleepy. Oh, that sounds lovely. Well, it has seemed like a long week at work. Nothing has really been bad or crazy. It just seems like a long week. So I'm very glad it's Friday. Don't have any sprints tonight. Don't do them on Friday night. In fact, tonight we will be watching the new episode of Reacher. And I'll keep plugging along what I'm plugging along on. And I want to thank you guys for reminding me it's middle grade May. March. See, my brain says May. Middle grade March. So I'll have City Spies lined up for that, maybe to listen to at work. So that'll get me through the day. Thank you guys for tuning in. And Storm says, have a great weekend. You too, Stormy. Feel better. Do the things. And sending you good healing vibes. Lots of prayers. Read good books. That will help too. All right. Also, let's see. It is Pi Day today. There was an eclipse last night. Tomorrow, the Ides of March. Beware the Ides of March. And Monday is St. Patrick's Day, my favorite holiday. So good things are coming. And as mentioned, please read good books. Hopefully you found some inspiration this week in the new releases, or at least an author to check out. And Emily says, so glad it's Friday. One more week to spring break. Oh, you get one. That's awesome. And have a good Friday, y'all. Back at you, baby. And it was a full moon. Full moon, indeed. And Mercury retrograde today, starting until April 7th. All kinds of fun things. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good day. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom, nom, nom. Have a good day. God bless.